Hi, I'm the no longer disembodied voice of Shinko no Yami, and that is a crappy camera phone. Why is it a crappy camera phone? I'll get to that in a minute. So, yep, I've got a body now, full of flesh and blood and other body fluids that I'm not going to bother mentioning. This is actually the same crappy camera phone that I used to record my old videos on before I got the PS4 and, made my life so much easier. Um, Actually, just for this little intro here where I stand in front of my camera for like the first time, I think, I throw on a bunch of clothing because I usually don't like to wear much clothing at home. Why? I just don't like to. I also don't like birds or pogo sticking because I can't do it. I love cats though. Love cats. Um, I'm also recording right now out in my kitchen slash living room area because as crappy as this lighting is right now, it's even worse in my room, so if you think this quality looks like shit, this is me actually trying to make it look good. Anyway, let's take a little crappy tour through my somewhat crappy house with the crappy lighting to complement my crappy camera that has no service. And as you can see now, it is very dark. Okay, now I can sort of see. So anyway, this is my TV. It's actually a really small TV. I'm only 5'6", so you can get an idea of how big my hand is. And yeah, I could lift this thing with like 2 fingers. I actually have a few times taken this TV over to my friend, who you've seen in a few videos, Zoo Ninja. I've taken it over to his house just so we could play online together, like side by side. All of my, one game. This is where I do all my recording on. I've had no issue though being able to play on this tiny TV, as you can obviously tell. So it's worked out for me. I actually don't mind it. It's sitting on an ottoman right now, but you can't tell because, according to this phone, light does not exist in this dimension. Anyway, as to why I'm recording on my crappy phone instead of on the PS4, like I would be right now, staring at the camera like an idiot, it's actually because of something that's Sony issued earlier this morning. Well, it may have been earlier, but it's when I downloaded it, and it is an update that Sony downloaded to our systems. It's not exactly a mandatory update unless you like playing online or buying games and DLC online or interacting with your friends. So yeah, it's mandatory. But it's changed a few things. It's made communities its own thing now instead of being a leech on the friends like tab. So that's kind of nice. It has come with some issues though. One of which is with messaging. Sometimes my messages just decide to fuck off, and as soon as I sent a message to someone, it said that I had no messages then to display. It was bullshit. So because of that, whenever it happens, I can't read my messages or respond to them. Another issue, though, which is a bit bigger, is with the sharing and recording feature for gameplay. One of which is, earlier I tried trimming one of my videos. It was like a 15-minute long video. I wanted to trim it down to the short 1 or 2 minute fight at the end of it that I wanted to upload then for a death game fight, actually part of a bigger video. But when I went to trim it, it went through the loading bar for trimming, finished, as it does. But then as soon as it did, it gave me an error and didn't actually trim the video. I assumed that it was just a video that had a problem with the trimming, because sometimes that happens. I tried with a few other videos and it gave me the same issue. And then I tried with a much shorter video, just cutting out like a minute or two from it, because it was another short fight. It was able to trim just fine, but as soon as it did, that new trimmed video corrupted instantly and became completely unusable. So I lost all of that footage there, but like I said, it was only like a minute or two, so I was able to re-record it no problem. But that could be a bigger issue with longer videos, so it's actually forced me to, when I trim a video, to save it as a separate video, which just, takes up even more space on my PS4 and gives me more work to do. However, this next issue is the biggest one, and is the reason why the already slowly growing number of white hairs I have on my head is going to go up exponentially. Let me show you what the share menu looks like now. So, it's pretty nice, as you can see here. You can actually see it only takes up half the screen, which is nice, so you can actually see what's going on in your game while you have it open. You can't actually control your character or anything, but if you look real closely, see? The time is actually still ticking, so it actually shows, it's not paused, it actually shows what's going on in the game, which is kind of nice. You then have your options to the side here. You have sharing video clip or screenshot. You could start share play or start streaming, like broadcasting on Twitch or YouTube. You then have the options to save a video clip or screenshot. And then you have the sharing and broadcast settings where you can like edit, make it so it records your voice or whatnot. And then finally you have the view guide. Now, what looks wrong with this picture here? Well, first off, the share video clip option doesn't show a video clip for me to share. I mean, I was just standing in the lobby like an idiot. It's not really entertaining, but it was still footage for me to share. And this screenshot here, what does that look like a screenshot of? Here, take a closer look. No, closer. Come on, you actually have to try. Okay, so what does that look like? Well, it's definitely not the lobby I was standing in, that's for sure. Which is weird, because as soon as you hit the share button, it should take a screenshot of wherever you were as soon as you hit it. That's actually a screenshot of Alavaste, which is a screenshot that I saved a while ago, so it actually didn't take a screenshot. And then if I go to the save video clip or save screenshot options and try to click on them, doesn't work. So imagine that instead of just standing here in this lobby doing nothing, I was actually recording a death game fight for the next video. Now, for me, it's not just enough to beat the boss. I have a really high standard for what I want in my battles. I don't need the fights to be perfect, but I need to I have to make sure that I don't get hit by unnecessary attacks that I could easily avoid, or make sure the fight doesn't drag on too long or isn't too short, and that the flow of the fight just matches whatever music that I want to put to the fight. So even if the fight does go well, if it doesn't fit exactly, I'll try it again. So I put a lot of work into making the fights as entertaining as I possibly can, because it's no longer enough that I beat them. It's not that entertaining in itself. At least I don't think so. I just have a really high standard. So I could be at it for a few hours trying to get a fight that I want, or doing many attempts. So imagine that instead of standing in this lobby, I just finished a death game fight and had it go just the way I wanted it to. It was the perfect fight. And then as soon as I hit this and I go to save it, oops, and then I go to save it, I can't. All that time wasted, all that effort that I put into it for nothing. So I only have about a minute left in the recording for the phone here, so I'll make it quick. I'm not even really going to try to attempt to go out of my way to record any new videos. I do have some that are already pre-recorded, like quite a few of them that are going to be going up later, but as far as new videos go, I'm not really going to even try just to deal with this. So, until then, Sony, please fix this shit. Also, look at this. I just sent a message now. Every time I send a message, it says cannot send message, and it has to rebuild my database over again before it actually finally sends the message. And this takes like a couple minutes. It's fucking ridiculous.